Okay, Cassie and Rachel, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you some pretty basic questions to start with, things that I just need to know, and then we'll start talking more a bit about your ceremony, okay?
Perfect.
Okay, full names. Yeah, your real names.
Rachel
Yes.
Patterson.
Yep.
And Cassandra. What's Mullins?
Mullins.
Soon to be Patterson.
Yeah.
Okay, what are your, Cassandra, what's your preferred name?
Cassie.
Cassie. What's your telephone number?
0431 309 052.
And Rachel, what's your preferred name?
Rachel.
What's your telephone number?
0400
Yep.
672
Yep.
937.
Yep. Now, we're not here to talk about a wedding because I understand you're already married.
Yes.
That's right.
Not in Australia though.
No, in
In Fiji.
Fiji.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what you want to do now is have a renewal of those vows.
In front of family and friends.
In
We're
front.
hoping to do
There was a lot of people that couldn't make it last time, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it'd be nice to do it in Australia.
And you understand that you can't be married again, legally married again
Yeah.
here in Australia.
It's more just this. The
The
ceremony.
sentiment
Yeah,
of it,
exactly.
So this is just going to be a ceremony. It can be quite a fulsome ceremony, but it won't be a marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so where's it going to happen? Have you talked about that? Because I really need to know.
Yeah. Okay.
We talked about Picnic Point
Yep.
in
I
Toowoomba.
thought that
Yeah.
was special.
Yeah.
And is someone, one of you or both of you, you're going to arrange that with the council or whoever you have to arrange it with to get some permits and things
Yeah,
like that?
definitely.
Has
I'm
that
in charge.
happened? Yeah.
Not yet, but
Okay.
I'm in charge of that. So.
You're pretty certain that
Yeah,
you'll be able to
I'll
get
be
that
all
done?
over it, for sure.
And do you know that the council allows these things to happen at Picnic Point?
Yes, I've been to a ceremony there already,
Oh,
so
okay.
I know. Yeah.
That's where you got the idea.
Yeah.
Have you got a date and time in mind?
We were hoping for April sometime, but we just wanted to check your availability.
Yep. Towards the end of April would be good.
Yeah, perfect.
So what, the last weekend? Does it matter to you?
Probably the last one, so
Yeah.
a bit of time to get people organised.
Okay, what's the date?
It'd be the 26th.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And what kind of time of day were you looking at?
Maybe closer to the afternoon, so it's a bit cooler.
Close to the afternoon, but still in the morning, or actually in the afternoon?
in the afternoon.
3 o'clock.
It's nice.
Mid-afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, so about 3 p.m.
Yeah.
And you haven't booked it yet, but Cassie, you will book it.
Yes, definitely.
And how many guests were you thinking of having?
We haven't locked down numbers officially, but I think we were talking about like 30, I think. Yeah.
30 plus or 30 approx?
30 plus. You never know, a couple of stragglers.
There's some things I've got here on my questions that I don't have to ask you because you're not getting married, so I'm going to ask you your birth date and place. But you are, I'll say that you are married to each other. And that was in Fiji. I've got your informal names. Now, how close to being a wedding is this going to be? Are you going to have like attendants with you?
Just grab me a glass of water. You're right, just right here.
Okay.
What attendance? What does that mean, sorry?
Well, it might be bridesmaids
Oh,
or
okay.
something
No.
like that.
No, I think we've already sort of been there, done that.
Yeah.
This is just more informal, just be
Yep.
a little ceremony.
Yeah.
Just us up there, I think. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. It's entirely up to you how it goes. Will you be exchanging rings or any other symbols like that?
We haven't really talked about it.
No, because we've already got rings.
Yeah.
No, it could be something else. It could be some other symbol of your
Yeah.
life
We'll have
and
to.
commitment.
That's true. We'll have to do a little bit of research
Yeah.
to think of something else we could do on the day,
Yeah.
just to remember that day as well.
Okay.
We both like shoes.
So
maybe we
true.
could buy shoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that something that you'd exchange as gifts
Yeah.
at this kind of ceremony?
It's our wedding.
Just a voucher, maybe.
Yeah.
Mate.
Yeah. I'm into it.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I will say is that it's to be announced.
Yes.
So, who's this, by the way?
Oh, this is Rose.
Rose.
Yeah.
Will she be taking any part in the ceremony? I take it this is your baby?
Our little girl, yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Okay.
Some part. It just.
Well,
She might hand us the vouchers.
Yeah.
how old is Rose?
She is 20 months.
May take some part in ceremony.
Yep.
Again, to be announced. Another thing that happens at weddings sometimes is that one or both of the parties is given away, sometimes by a father, sometimes by someone else. So, you know, you walk down it's not going to be an aisle, but you walk down the aisle and you're given away.
Yeah.
Do you feel the need for anything like that?
It's pretty traditional. We're not very. It's not really our vibe, but
If we don't have to.
yeah. If
Other
it's not
people-
okay.
Say if it's strange.
No, you don't have to do anything.
Alright, we might.
Okay, cool.
Well, you have to do something. But, again, I'm going through this because I'm coming up with some of the things that they do at weddings, because that's what people like to do.
Yeah.
When the time comes, are you going to have a kiss in front of everyone?
Of course.
I'll give that a yes.
Big yes.
Is there going to be a particular theme? I mean, people will do things like, Harry Potter fans have everyone
Wow.
dress up as
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
I don't hate it.
Or-
Trolls.
Trolls.
Yeah.
Because Rose loves trolls.
Trolls. Real life ones.
Maybe just like
Like the cartoon.
yeah,
Oh,
or just
okay.
like
I don't
a lot
know
of
the
colour.
cartoon.
Trolls is it's really colourful. Maybe we
So
can
you're
encourage
thinking
colour.
colour.
Yeah.
Lots of colour. Like a rainbow.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll just make a note of trolls too. I'll see what that is.
Yeah.
So I've asked you about a ring and about those kind of exchanges. Ceremony is not always all talking, and often it isn't. There are other things that happen during a ceremony, and a ring exchange is one of those things. So are there things like that you might want to include? Something that might be meaningful to you or meaningful to your guests?
Things like poems, is that something
Well,
that's
that's
like
something that can be
sentimental to my
included.
family that we could include?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That'd
Do you
be
write
nice.
poetry?
I do, yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
So you've got some of your own.
She's
I mean-
very good.
Is she? Okay, I'll get you to tell me one in
And
a
it's
sec.
very romantic.
Stop.
But those things, some of Cassie's poetry, I'll put that in.
That'd be really special.
And would you read that yourself?
Oh,
Oh, you should.
you think so?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, we hadn't discussed it, but yeah. If you're happy to, I'd
Yeah.
like that.
Well, you might have to come up with something too, Rachel. What are you going to do?
Can I play some music?
Are you talking about just playing a CD, or are you going to play the guitar, or?
Or something off iTunes, yeah, when I sit there. But I can't play anything myself.
She's a really good singer, though.
Okay. Well, there's room for that.
I think I feel thin.
Yes. No, that's okay. No, I get it.
But maybe
Okay.
I'll
You'll choose some
choose
music.
some music.
The other thing, I guess you've probably already answered that to some extent, but is there any particular colour scheme?
Lots
The
of
two of
colours.
us, you
You
mean?
just
or
said lots of colour.
Yeah.
Well,
because we don't really want to
that
go
you
traditional
want
colours.
everybody to stick to. For example, me. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes people have a colour scheme and they want the celebrant to be part of that.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you want me to be very
Would
colourful?
you be happy to be quite colourful?
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'll just repeat, very colourful. Music. So, you're going to handle all the music, Rachel.
Yes.
If permits are required from APRA, or you know what APRA is?
Yes.
Or one of those organisations, you'll deal with that.
Well, Cassie will while she's
Yeah.
running out of permits.
Yeah, I'm on permit duty.
Are you thinking about a photographer?
Yeah, I think so. Just a friend of ours, nothing.
Do you know one?
Yes.
Who is that person?
Finn.
Finn.
His name's Finn.
Okay. Again, arranged by Cassie.
I love the way you're doing everything, babe.
You'll love that.
She's a bit of a worker,
Anything
isn't
for
she?
you, honestly.
Okay, so if you guys are okay with that, I'm going to ask you some more questions, but that'll be just a basic outline of it.
Yeah.
We'll go through this a bit, and if you're happy to book me for this at the end, I'll get you to sign this, okay?
Sounds good.
So I'm going to treat this a bit as though I am married. We're going through a marriage, and I'm a marriage celebrant. I'm not strictly required to give you some of this information that I'm going to give you. But the first is that if I was a marriage celebrant, I'm bound by this code of practice. And what I can say to you is that I'll apply this code of practice as appropriate to your renewal of vows ceremony as well. So I'm going to give you a copy of that, and you can hold me to that if I start to stray somewhere along the line.
Perfect.
The other thing that happens, I would have to do if I was speaking to someone who was about to get married, and I'm going to do this again because this may not have happened in Fiji, and it's probably a good idea that all the couples who I see or who any celebrant sees who is going to get married have to be given this brochure. And it's really about things that you can do before marriage, during the marriage, and if your marriage starts to see problems. So it's mainly about counselling and education.
We won't need it, but it's always nice to have.
That's what they always say. But listen, don't
You're not very optimistic.
don't take too much notice of the stuff that it says in here you have to do if you're getting married.
Yeah.
It's more about the education and counselling side of things.
Yeah.
So, excuse me.
Rose.
I know you don't want it to be too traditional. Is that right?
Yes.
And you don't want it to be too formal. Is that right?
Yes.
But it still needs to have some structure. So, would you want generally the same kind of structure as an informal and free and easy marriage might have?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I can give you some suggestions about what might happen, about some structure, but normally what happens at any kind of ceremony is that I will do an introduction. I'll say who I am, and if there are people there that you want to welcome, and you probably do want to welcome all the guests, I do that. But I can also say welcome some people, especially you've heard about weddings, Joe Blow, who's travelled from Munich in
Yeah,
Germany to
yeah.
here, gets a special mention because they put so much effort into
Yeah,
it.
for
They need
sure.
a special mention.
Yeah.
And also mentioning people who aren't there.
Mm.
Either
People who couldn't make it, or
people who couldn't
passed?
make it, or people
Okay.
who passed away.
Oh, okay. So both.
Yeah. So, but that's up to you. I'm not telling. I'm just making some suggestions.
Yeah.
And
I'll
then,
just quickly fill my water. I can still hear you from the sink. Is that okay?
yeah, you can
Yeah.
get the water.
Thank you.
I'll wait until you come back.
Sorry.
That's all right. So what I normally do, you could have had more than that. You're going to fill it. But what might happen after that is I might tell a little story about you guys, how you met, and some history of your relationship and
That's cute.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yeah, that would be nice.
But you're going to have to give me those ideas. So when we get to putting it all together, I'm going to get one of you or both of you to email me some of this information so I can start putting it
We
together.
can do that.
Okay.
As a family.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's probably about time you start putting up your hands or something. That's what Cassie would say, wouldn't it?
I've been waiting for exactly this moment to
No.
step in.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. And then
She's better at the organisational
Yeah.
stuff. Always.
Truthfully, yeah.
chucked in here now and then, we'll put in these poems that you're going to do.
Perfect.
The song that Rachel's going to sing. Oh, no, that's right.
I'll talk through it.
But other people might do readings as well. So, are there other important people in your who are going to be there, in your family or friends, who you would like to get up and do a reading or say something about you?
We haven't really talked about it. We were hoping for like maybe a bit of a quicker ceremony.
Yep.
So do you think like usually incorporating those, it'll just drag it on a little bit?
Well, don't drag it on if it's interesting.
Yeah, true. That's true. I guess we need to talk about who specifically though.
Yeah.
If
And
anyone.
of course, then you can, if you choose someone or you find someone, you can chance your arm and let them make up something about you
True.
and
Yeah,
say
true.
something about you, or you can say, "This is what you were reading," and
Yeah.
then stray beyond that.
No, I feel like that could be quite fun. Just letting someone wing it.
Yeah, it could be.
We just have a laugh on the day.
Who knows?
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But of course, you have to maintain a bit of control about how long they go on for,
Yeah.
especially if you want the ceremony to
We'll
move along swiftly.
We'll just choose the people carefully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No ramblers.
No.
And you're entitled to say that you want to vet what they're going to talk about. So you'll let me know that as well. Now we're not going to have a giving away, are we?
No.
Is there, no, there's
No.
no one. Are you going to have either of your parents, involved in any way or anything like that?
Yes.
Yeah, your dad's travelling at quite
Yeah.
a distance. I think it'd be
Yeah,
nice to incorporate him
I think so,
in
yeah.
some way.
What were you thinking about?
Yeah, what were you thinking?
As in,
Well, as in what your father might do. I mean, you're expecting him to do more than just sit and watch on paper.
Yeah.
Anyways.
well, I think maybe because he was a key part of us coming together,
It
so
is.
it'd be nice if he, it'd be a nice way for him to be included by just maybe doing a little talk about that, about how we came together.
Yeah,
that's a
maybe he
good
could do
idea.
one of the poems or something. That'd be nice.
Yeah, well, I think the idea of him talking about how you came together is nice.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah. And maybe we can find a poem that suits that as well.
I can always find a
If you'd
poem.
like to
You
read
can
it,
write one.
Yeah.
you can write one for it.
Mhm.
You get some control that way.
That's true. I like that.
Now, at a normal marriage or wedding, there's obviously vows that are said, or pledges. People make some promises to each other. I know you don't want to be traditional, but it probably makes it a renewal of vows to say something. In this case, we obviously don't have to say any of the words that are legally required, so it's really up to you what you say. It's just about declaring your commitment and your love, if you want to do that.
Yeah, I like that.
That's right, son.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're
we'll do
going
that.
to write them?
Yeah,
Are
we
they
will.
going to be secret from each other? I mean, because that's something that can happen.
Yeah,
Turn
definitely.
up on the day and
It'll be a surprise.
you surprise the other one.
Definitely. It's got to be that way.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea to do it that way. Will I be able to see them if I promise to keep them secret from the other one?
Do you promise?
I promise, yes.
Of course.
Alright.
Yeah.
So we'll leave this out of all the other general emails where you give them the information, and you can send your own private emails
Alright.
with your vows. Now, we'll probably, I guess, will you want to be producing what might be called an order of service that has everything in it, or in other words, a pamphlet that lets people know what's going to be happening and what's going to be said, or
Sounds pretty stuffy.
Yeah.
okay,
I don't think so.
oh yeah, but I was just going to say that all these things have to be done in
Yeah.
time to have that produced if that's what you want.
Yeah. Would you be happy just to like
I'm
announce
happy.
each
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
as it goes? Yeah, that'd be nice. I think.
I think so. Because let's face it, most of them don't have to do much except stand there and they buy you, do they? That's about it. So again, we move through that, and there can be readings here and there. Obviously, I'm not saying where they have to be, because really I want to know. Probably need to know who's doing readings and what they're going to be doing to be able to put them in the appropriate place. But after that, then there's some kind of, I guess could be a blessing. If it was a religious ceremony, it would be a blessing by the celebrant, or it can be just a declaration, where the traditional thing is the celebrant says, I now pronounce you wife and wife, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that that's the way you want to be termed, wife and wife.
Yeah.
But I can
Yeah,
now
we are.
pronounce
That's-
you.
Yeah.
It's exactly who we are.
I'm not going to, just taking a step back. I'm obviously not pronouncing it. I'm affirming
Yeah.
your vows
Of course.
that you've done before.
But in regards to like a religious part of the ceremony, it's definitely no from us.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, I learned a new term today, and that is a nil God service.
That's
Sounds
what we want.
appropriate, yeah.
We want service.
So yeah, that's all right. I'm probably not very good at talking about God myself, so I think we'll.
That makes the three of us. Yeah.
So before we get on, are there any other things that you want included in the ceremony? Are there things that you need to have in there?
We'd like to bring our dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
We've got
like
4
sort of a
dogs.
big part of
4
it.
dogs.
Yeah.
Wow. Are they obedient dogs?
3 are. The bigger one, not so much. Yeah.
Will they be on leads?
Yes.
Yeah. The big one's a Doberman, so
Yeah.
he has
Wow.
it on a leg.
Yeah, definitely.
Holy hell. And do you think they will? I mean, we were talking. I think we got to shoes being exchanged, or about to for a shoe shop being exchanged. But who knows? You might come up with something sensible
We might.
in the meantime. But,
We'll touch base
You
on
obviously
it.
don't understand how important shoes are.
but will the dogs play any role? You see people at weddings. The dogs have the ring around
Oh,
their
that's
collar
true.
and walk up, and
Yeah.
the dogs present.
They can have a shoe each.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4.
Exactly.
Very convenient.
Yeah.
4 dogs. They
Yeah,
don't
that's
choose.
perfect.
They don't choose shoes. do
No,
they?
no.
Well,
But look,
Three of us.
again, if the dogs are going to be involved, I probably would like to know
Yeah.
in advance so I can deal with that as well.
Yeah, of course.
Not that I'm scared of dogs, but I just want to be able to
Yeah.
know what I have to
They'll
do.
all be good dogs on the day.
Yeah, they will, yes. We'll have lots of treats.
Now, you guys, what are your, you're going to be standing up in front of everybody, 30 plus people. Cassie, what's your experience in public speaking? How do you feel about saying things in front of all those people?
I feel confident with the poetry because it's like my own,
Yes.
but like just generally speaking, I do get a little bit nervous.
Yep. And
So-
how are you going to feel? You're going to draft some probably pretty personal
Yeah.
vow or pledge or something like that for Rachel.
Mm.
Is that going to be a little overwhelming to say that? I mean, or you're going to tailor it so that you can say it.
It'll be overwhelming, I feel like, but I'll keep it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about
I
you,
can do
Rachel?
If I'm playing my favourite music, I'm definitely okay.
Yeah. So Zen.
Well, at this stage, it sounds as though your speaking role is going to be limited to saying your vows.
Yeah.
How
I
do you
can't
feel
wait,
about that?
I'm just so excited. I can't wait for the day.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right then. How long, I know you say you want to race through it, how long do you think it should take?
We wanted to ask your opinion on that because to us, like the quicker the better, but we understand like it's for our family. This whole ceremony is for our family, so we don't want it to just be like 2 seconds and it's over, you know. So
20 to 30 minutes?
yeah.
Mm.
I'm
Yep.
not telling you what it has to be. I'm
No.
making a
Why do we
suggestion
want
that,
your opinion?
that you can argue with if you want. I mean, people start to, I think, if it went more than 30 minutes, people are starting to
Yeah.
think about what's going to happen afterwards and wishing it was
That's
happening.
right.
The drinks.
Yeah. There's the food, the drinks. Yeah, I don't know.
And you know, to be honest, who wants to pad it out? We just want to say the important things and
Yeah.
get it done.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think 20 to 30.
Yeah.
It sounds about right.
Yeah, that's perfect.
How will people get there? To Picnic Point, I mean.
There's heaps of car parking there, so they can drive or Uber or
Yeah.
I don't think there's any public transport, but it'd be easy if everyone's staying in Toowoomba. They could get a taxi or an Uber.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
Is there something happening afterwards?
We've got the function centre at Picnic Point.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Having like a reception after, is that what you mean?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I mean.
yeah.
And that people will go straight on to that,
Yeah, we'll just have to walk up the hill a little bit and
Yeah.
then straight to the reception.
and then they leave that the same way they came,
Mhm.
either in an Uber or in their car. Is
That's
that right?
That's right.
Are you guys? I know you've got this bloke Finn coming along to do your photography. Is there going to be after the ceremony? Are you then going to have a bit of a photography session?
Yeah.
And then it should be.
For sure.
It shouldn't even be 4 o'clock by then, so the sun should be still up and ready to go. And I know there are some nice lookouts and things at Picnic
Yeah,
Point.
that's why
Are
we
you thinking
chose it.
about using them?
Definitely.
Okay, so after let's say the ceremony goes 20 to 30 minutes, you'll have another 20 minutes of photography, do you think? Or
He said about 30 minutes,
Yeah.
so, but if there was a time crunch for anything,
Oh.
which there shouldn't be after
And everyone can kind of head up to
Yeah.
the reception anyhow, so
we've organised it so it will be like that. They
So
can just
they
start
don't have to
having
hang
fun.
around
Yeah.
waiting for you.
No, exactly.
they can stay and get a photo too if they
Yeah.
Now I have a small PA system which I will bring along, and Bluetooths and everything. So if you're playing music off your phone, you can use that, but it's not flash. If you want something better for your music, you'll probably have to provide that.
She's got plenty of equipment. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll definitely bring all that.
Yeah.
Okay then, and you'll do that. Are the guests, excuse me, are the guests going to know about the reception before they get there?
Yeah, for sure.
They will
So-
all be on the invitation.
Yeah. But they'll probably need perhaps a bit of direction where to go and that kind of thing.
I put a little map on the invitation itself
Yeah.
with just like outlining where the ceremony is and the reception,
Yeah.
just to make it easier, and parking and things like that.
Yep, okay, you've done it all.
Yeah.
But anyway, at the end I can make announcements, so if there's something that you need me to say, then
Yeah.
I'll
Maybe
say
do
it.
that because there's
a couple
always
of
that
older
person
ones,
that turns
yeah.
up and they forgot their invitation.
Yeah.
So that might be helpful.
So it's going to be at 3 p.m. On a
Saturday.
on a Saturday. Well, April Saturday.
Mm.
It might be still a bit warm. Are you, maybe not, but do you think you'll have any need for water or something like that for the guests during the ceremony?
I hadn't really thought about it because we wanted the ceremony to be so quick, but you're
Okay,
right.
so
Something.
It'll be quick enough that they're not going to die
Yeah, well,
first.
that's just was our thinking. But yeah, no, that's a good point actually.
Maybe we'll get,
Yeah.
we'll just get a few refreshments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a little esky to the side or something.
Yeah.
I'll make a sign for it. It'll be cute.
And will there be people there that need to sit down?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You'll need to. I don't provide chairs or anything like that.
I've organised it
Good
with
point.
the function, so
Yeah.
they're gonna have those
Okay.
for us.
Have you had any thought that at the end of a wedding or towards the end of a wedding, people sign certificates and things like that, and they get a marriage certificate? You can't have another marriage certificate. Do you want something like that at the end?
Yeah. Can you do
Renewal of vows certificate.
Yeah, something.
something
I
we
don't
can
know,
frame and put
Yeah.
on the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be so
Oh,
nice.
yeah. Well, we can do that, and we can have a little presentation of that
Lovely.
That'd be
towards
cute.
the end.
Yeah, that'll be cute.
Is there anything that I haven't covered?
No, I don't think so.
But we can contact you, can't we?
Yes, of
Or we
course.
can send you an
Yeah.
email.
I have to.
Yeah.
So the way that I would generally do these things is I'm going to send you a joint email, and I'll rehash some of confirm some of the information that you're going to send me, your little stories about
Yeah.
each other and all that kind of stuff.
The secret emails.
You don't have to worry about the secret emails yet. So these are the everybody knows emails. Well, the three of us anyway. And then I'll put something together, and then I'll email it to you guys, and you can tell me what you think. And it starts off as a draft,
Mhm.
and it's very open to suggestions, and we'll knock it into shape, and then the secret emails will come in.
Okay.
And we go,
Okay.
"Oh, you know,
Yeah. That
Okay.
sounds great.
and they won't obviously be part of the. You'll have a whole written ceremony that you'll see how it works, but there'll be secret vows.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But you'll see everything else, and
Yeah.
we'll do
Yeah.
it that way. Now, I don't know if you want to make a decision now. These are yours to take with you.
Thank
But
you.
I don't know whether you want to make a decision now whether to book me or not.
I mean, not talking about it, but I feel really confident. and
Yeah, absolutely.
Really
Okay.
comfortable with you.
Well, we haven't talked
And I
about.
don't want to have to do this all over again.
We haven't talked about fees yet.
No.
Oh.
Well, we'll just wait and see, and then we'll lock that in.
I think my fees are pretty reasonable. So
So what will it cost?
Get to that. We'll because I want you to agree to that before we sign up the booking sheet.
Yeah, of course.
I won't. If the wedding was out of town or something, I'd charge you travel. I won't be doing that in this case because it's just a picnic point. So it'll be $300. That'll include your certificate and obviously preparation of the written part of the ceremony that you guys can see. It'll include me actually going and doing the ceremony, of course,
Love that.
and the other little things that go with it, and I'll be available to you until we get it over and done with. If you want to book me now, I'll ask for a $100 deposit on the spot, essentially,
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
the other $200 a week before the ceremony
That's fine.
goes ahead. $100 if you decide not to go ahead, it's not refundable.
Okay.
No, we
That's
understand.
reasonable.
No, of course.
Okay, if you're happy with that,
Very happy.
you could sign and date there and print your name.
You're so official now.
I know. Again.
What more official than Fiji?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Again,
The 23rd.
thank you.
That's bad.
You're welcome. So where do you stand on doing a performance yourself?
A performance.
Yeah,
You
maybe
mean sing a song or
just
something?
maybe a little
Soft
start of
tune.
a song.
That won't be happening.
But
listen,
yeah,
hang
we
on.
have to try.
I'm just going to go and print out an invoice for you, okay? So we can
Okay.
deal with them on the side.
Okay. Happy?
Yeah, no, I think he's great.
Me too.
And he's funny.
That's what I like. It's really relaxed. Another look.
Thanks.
Marriage is important.
I know that's
The
how we're
truth.
doing it
Yeah,
twice.
please speak the truth.
Okay, so this is it. This is at $300, $100 deposit. If you're okay with that, just sign.
And here's the $100.
No, thank you. I'll give you a copy of this on the way out with pay on the deposit, so
Yeah.
we all know what we're
Thank
doing. Now, have you got any more questions? Not that you've had many. Have you got any questions?
Well, I asked about the performance, but
I'm not going to say yes.
Well, I feel like we're kind of professionals now because we only did it a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right.
but like you
Okay,
said, you're
well,
available to
I
us.
feel comfortable working with professionals. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We look forward to it.
Yeah,
That's right.
I
I'll
appreciate
see,
it.
I'll see you later.